Hey guys, what's up? I'm Rohit Pranay, host on Click Digest. And if you are confused among Samsung Galaxy J2, J5 and J7, in this video I'm going to compare these three phones against each other and find out which one is the best for you among these three phones. Let's get started with this comparison. Before we start, we have done individual reviews of all three of these phones, and you can find the reviews on our channel, and the description below also provides the link to these reviews. You can check them out there. I'll start with the design of these phones, and the Samsung Galaxy J2, which is the smallest sibling here, followed by the Samsung Galaxy J5 and J7, use almost the same design language. They come with the same metallic looking rim all around. This is the chrome finish. All three get the power button placement on the right hand side, and all three get the volume keys on the left hand side. They are very similar in terms of design language. They also get similar looking button layout. There is a physical home key in the middle and two touch capacitive keys on either side. There is a multi app key with which you can switch between applications, and there is a back key. The keys are not backlit on either of these phones, and the overall design language is very similar. You get all of these phones in white, gold and black color, so the color options are also more or less similar. The back texture is slightly different on the Samsung Galaxy J2, where it gets a fox leather finish compared to the other two phones, which get more of a glossy or plain matte finish compared to the Samsung Galaxy J2. In terms of appearance, they are almost the same, except for the change that you would find front facing LEDs on the J5 and J7, which is not present on the J2. J2, being a lower end phone, misses out on this feature where there is front facing LED on J5 as well as J7. Another slight difference is that on the bottom of Samsung Galaxy J5 and J7 you would find 3.5mm audio port, whereas you would find the audio port on top of the Samsung Galaxy J2. So these are some minor physical differences. They are otherwise very alike when it comes to design. Next, we'll talk about display, and all three phones use the Super AMOLED display panel, which is a commonality between among these three phones, and all three phones come with really good display quality. In terms of display resolution, the J5 and J7 get 720p high definition display, whereas the J2, which is the smaller sibling, comes with a smaller screen, comes with Quad HD or 540 by 960 display resolution. At the same time, the display size is also different. The J2 is 4.7 inches, the J5 is 5 inches, and J7 is 5.5 inches, being the largest. But the pixel per inch density is best on the Samsung Galaxy J5 because it gets high definition display with a smaller screen, which is approximately 290 pixel per inch, which is the best among these three phones on the Samsung Galaxy J5. But none of these phones come with ambient light sensor, so they do not come with automatic brightness. You will have to adjust it manually on all three of these phones. However, they all come with outdoor mode, in which they will give you an excellent visibility when you turn on outdoor mode. When you are in bright sunlight or in very bright environments, you can turn on the outdoor mode and have the display work really well even in bright light. With the Super AMOLED displays, all three phones exhibit great viewing angles, great display quality, saturation, as well as the contrast levels are also very good on all of these three phones. Talking about the audio performance, the loudest of these three phones is the Samsung Galaxy J2, which incidentally is the most affordable and the smallest of the lot, followed by the Samsung Galaxy J7, which is the largest of the lot, and the least loud of these three is the Samsung Galaxy J5, which has the weakest speaker performance when it comes to audio from speakerphone, but the quality of music from 3.5mm audio port on all three phones is fairly good. Now I'll talk about camera. There is a 5 megapixel rear shooter and a 2 megapixel front facing shooter on the Samsung Galaxy J2, while the other two phones get a 13 megapixel rear and a 5 megapixel front facing camera, and both of these phones come with a front facing flash as well. So if you are taking selfies in a dark environment, you will still get good quality pictures. Talking about the quality of these cameras, the pictures taken with the Samsung Galaxy J7 are so far the best because it not only has a better camera sensor, but it also comes with high dynamic range or HDR mode, which will give you good pictures even in bad lighting conditions. But HDR mode here is not turned on by default, so if you are in bad lighting conditions, just go to modes and turn on the HDR. The other two phones are also good at taking pictures, but the detailing and clarity that you would get on J5 and J7 is better than the Samsung Galaxy J2, and same holds good for the front facing camera as well, because there is a better detailed wide angle sensor on the J5 and J7 compared to the Samsung Galaxy J2. So if you are into selfies, you should pick either J5 or J7 and not the J2, because it does not have that superiority when it comes to front facing camera. Next, I'll talk about specifications and performance, and all three phones use different set of configuration. There is a 1.3 GHz quad-core Exynos chip on the Samsung Galaxy J2, whereas on J5 you would find a 1.2 GHz Qualcomm Snapdragon chip with 1.5 GB of RAM, and on the Samsung Galaxy J7, which is the most powerful among these three phones, you would find a 1.5 GHz octa-core Exynos processor, which is coupled with 1.5 GB of RAM. The J2 and J5 are somewhat similar in terms of CPU. This one has a 1.3 GHz quad-core, this one has a 1.2 GHz quad-core, but this one comes with 1 GB of RAM, and the Samsung Galaxy J5 has higher RAM, which is 1.5 GB. On internal memory, both use 8 GB of internal memory. In terms of scores on Antutu, we get a score of around 21 to 22,000 on both of these phones. So they are very close in terms of benchmarks. Whereas the Samsung Galaxy J7 is the most superior among these three. It scores around 37,000 on Antutu. It also reflects in the gaming performance of this phone. This is the most powerful among these three, and if you are someone looking for a gaming phone, then I would suggest that you go for J7 and not J5 or J2, because this one is the most superior when it comes to gaming performance. It gets 16 GB of internal memory, so you have more internal memory to install more games. You have better RAM configuration and a very powerful CPU and GPU configuration on the Samsung Galaxy J7 compared to the other two phones. The gaming performance on these three phones is vastly different. With the best set of configuration, the J7 is most suited for games. It can play heaviest of games with ease, whereas the J5 can play moderate level games with ease and casual games very well. Whereas the Samsung Galaxy J2 is not cut out for heavy gaming. It can do casual to moderate games with ease, but when you play heavy games, you will feel some sort of stutter because it has low RAM and lower configuration when it comes to performance. Next, I'll talk about software, and all three phones use Android Lollipop 5.1 and run TouchWiz UI by Samsung on top of that. And good thing is that all three phones use newer versions of TouchWiz, which are very fast and snappy. So no complaints there, and they do not have much of a bloatware. So you would not find unnecessary softwares on these three phones. When it comes to battery life, there is a 2000 mAh battery on the Samsung Galaxy J2, a 2600 on the J5, and 3000 mAh battery on the Samsung Galaxy J7. All three phones get batteries in proportion to their size and power. So the battery life that you would get practically out of these phones will be very similar, which will be close to one full day for normal users. If you're a heavy user, you may run out of battery before the end of the day. And if you are a light user, you can easily get 1 to 1.5 days of usage with these phones. Talking of the special offers that you get with this phone, the Samsung Galaxy J2 comes with very interesting offers. It gets the 4G double data offer that you would get on all the other phones as well. So you have Airtel double data offer on all three phones, but apart from that, it comes with ultra data saving mode, which is powered by Opera Max software, which is inbuilt on this one, and it will compress your data, which is used by even applications, by up to 50%, saving you a good amount of money on your data plans. Along with that, it comes with Mix Radio service, which is an online streaming service and will give you access to many song tracks, so that you can listen to tracks or stream audio without worrying about downloading songs. So it's a very good value. The other two phones, Samsung Galaxy and J5 and J7, they come with the Airtel 4G double data offer, and along with that, they come with the gaming credits, with which you can purchase in-game credits of up to 3,200 rupees on these two phones. But for that, the number of games are limited, and you will have to download these games from the Game Zone app, which is installed on these two phones. So these are the offers that you get with these phones. And finally, we come to value for money aspect of these three phones. The Samsung Galaxy J2, which is the least priced phone, is priced at 8,500 rupees. whereas the Samsung Galaxy J5 is priced at 12,500 and the Samsung Galaxy J7 is at 15,000 rupees. At these price points, if you ask me, the lowest priced phone is not actually the best value phone here. In my personal opinion, the Samsung Galaxy J7 with superior set of cameras, best in class performance, biggest display and a large battery is among the best that you can pick among these three phones. I find Samsung Galaxy J7 to be the best value for money, followed by Samsung Galaxy J2, which comes with lower price but offers similar performance or somewhat close performance what you get with the Samsung Galaxy J5. And Samsung Galaxy J5, besides being an absolutely very good product, is not the highest value for money that you get among these three devices. So if you have to pick one and if budget is no constraint, you should go with the Samsung Galaxy J7, which is hands down winner among these three phones. And if you are on a tight budget, then save some money and settle with the Samsung Galaxy J2. But if selfies, if performance, if camera is something that you are seeking, the J5 is still a very good deal. So you can practically pick either of these which fits in your budget. But I would still recommend you to go for the Samsung Galaxy J7 if your budget permits. I'll leave direct links to buy each of these devices in the description section below. You can pick either of these and all three are very good devices in their price segment. Please buy these devices from our link, it helps the channel. This is all we have on this comparison. We hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, don't forget to give us a thumbs up by pressing the like button below. And for more such videos and future updates from Intellect Digest, make sure to hit the red subscribe button. I hope to see you on my next video. This is your host Rohit Khurana signing off. Thanks for watching.